Hi Saxons, this is Ms. Masters, your North High librarian. Before we get started, open up the Choosing a Topic Google document posted for you. It's currently read-only. To be able to write in it, which you're going to need to do, you either want to print it out or make a copy of it. To make a copy, right-click on the file in your drive and click, guess what? Make a copy. It'll have a generic title that you can change by right-clicking again if you want. This copy will be something you can type in. So, getting started. You're writing a research paper. If you're me, maybe the hardest part of writing is figuring out what to write about. This is especially true when your teacher says you can write about anything. The freedom is nice, especially after all those essays you've had to write about books you read in class. But anything? There are a lot of things out there, so where do you start? You start with a brainstorm. The first page of the document you either printed or made a digital copy of is a place to brainstorm. It's divided into columns by category, and my topic ideas are already in it. Some topics are going to fit in multiple categories, of course, but this is just a place to get started. So don't stress about figuring out what column your topic goes in. You don't need to think to do a brainstorm, just jot down a few topics that fit into each column. If you can, you might consider doing this with a partner or a group. You can absolutely steal each other's topics, since the research and writing you do aren't going to be identical, even if the topic is. You need to actually do this part, so pause the video right now and take 5 to 10 minutes to fill out your brainstorm chart. And we're back. Look over your chart and pick a topic you'd like to move ahead with. 3 criteria. 1, you want it to be something you're legit interested in knowing more about. Remember, I just said you could steal someone else's topic? You can, but make sure you actually care about it. Otherwise, this assignment will be self-inflicted torture. Second criteria, pick something you already have a basic or a surface knowledge of, but know for sure that there's a lot more information out there for you to learn. You don't want to start researching without any idea of what direction to research in, but you also don't want to choose a topic you know so much about that you don't have to do research, since research is the assignment. Final criteria, choose something other than the classics: abortion, school uniforms, the death penalty, stuff like that. Your teacher has seriously read essays on these topics 100 times, maybe 1,000 times. There's nothing new that you can say about these topics, which is going to make your essay boring at best, and at worst, it'll make your essay appear plagiarized. I'm going to pick T from my personal interests column here. I've always been a tea drinker, but I recently joined a Facebook group for lovers of a certain brand of loose leaf tea that I enjoy. And I'm beginning to see that I don't know nearly as much about the beverage as I thought I did. I actually didn't know that there was even so much to know. Because it's kind of a specific interest, I don't think a lot of people will have written papers on this topic in the past, which means it's less likely to put my reader to sleep than some of the other topics on my list. I can't just use tea as a topic, though, because it's too broad. If I researched everything about tea, its history, different tea customs around the world, how it's made, how it's sold, its effect on human bodies, I'd have a book. And I'm not trying to write a book. I'm trying to write a multi-page paper. So I'm going to show you both how to narrow down your topic and also expand on it so that you have plenty of narrowed down options to choose from. You're going to take your general topic and turn it into 10 more specific topics. I've written T over in the little box on the left that says 1 topic. There are 6 reasons for writing. One of them we aren't going to cover in this video because one purpose for writing is to express and reflect, which is personal. Expressing and reflecting would lead you to writing something like a short story or a memoir or even a poem. something about you and your experience. That's obviously not something you can research, so it's outside the scope of this project. The first reason for writing that we're going to talk about is writing to inform and explain. When you write to inform or explain, you're writing to educate your reader on something about your topic that they probably don't already know. Maybe you don't know it right now either, but you might learn about it in your initial research and want to share that new knowledge. So, if my topic was video games, I might want to inform my reader about the first video game and explain how it came into being. If my topic was the band The Beatles, I might explain why they were so popular or what impact they had on popular music that came after them. In the case of my topic, tea, I know that there are different types: black, green, chai, herbal, but I don't really know what makes them different or what the differences are, so I could research that and explain it to my reader. The second reason for writing is to evaluate and judge. That is to demonstrate the worth of something or why it is better or worse or more than or less than something else. If my topic was video games, I might write about what makes a video game good and which fantasy RPG best fits that criteria for goodness. If my topic was football, I might write about the player who next deserves to be inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame. For my topic, tea, I could talk about which blend is best to drink when you're sick. The next reason for writing is to inquire and explore. This is where you look at the most interesting aspect or subtopic of your topic and ask questions that you don't already know all the answers to. If my topic was dogs, maybe I would want to research whether sonar collars are actually effective in reducing barking. If my topic was technology, maybe I would want to research whether a certain piece of technology, cell phones for instance, are generally more helpful or harmful. For my topic, tea, I could research tea ceremonies in different countries. The fourth reason for writing is to analyze and interpret, which basically means making a deep dive into something and explaining why it is the way it is, or why it happened, or why it's effective. Just why. If your topic was tennis, you might research why a certain player won or lost a recent match. If your topic was the play Romeo and Juliet, you might explore why Shakespeare begins the play by telling the audience how it ends. For my topic, tea, I might try to figure out why dumping it in Boston Harbor made such a statement leading up to the American Revolution. The final purpose for writing is to take a stand or propose a solution, which means arguing something that a reasonable person might disagree with you about. If my topic was education, I might argue in favor of forgiving student loans. If my topic was movies, I could propose a plan for reducing film pirating. For my topic, tea, I'm going to be honest, I don't really have anything that fits in this writing category off the top of my head, which conveniently brings me to my next point. I said we were going to have 10 specific topics or more narrowed down topics when we were done with this exercise, but right now you would only have 5 if you were following along with me. Where are the other 5 coming from? They're coming from your initial research. You're going to want to get online, which I am doing right now, and Google your topic. Right now, it doesn't really matter where the results are from because you aren't actually trying to write your paper yet. You're just trying to decide on something interesting to write about. Since you chose a broad topic that is something you have basic knowledge of, but know there's a lot more information about for you to learn, you probably don't know all the interesting aspects of your topic or all the issues or questions about it. You have to do a little initial research just to know what's out there to eventually do more research on. I'm not going to Google just tea because when I do that, I get 1.4 billion results. And the top ones are local places to buy it, which is not what I'm trying to do. I do see Wikipedia on here though. It's not a good source of research for your paper, which I'll talk about later, but it is a good place to start for an overview, so I will probably check that out. I'm also going to try a narrower search. If I add the word "and" in capitals to the word "T" in my search, Google will search for results that contain both the word "T" and whatever I put after the "and" at the same time. So if I want to know what's happening in the tea world right now, I could maybe try tea and current issues. It would help if I spelled current correctly. Okay, so here we go. 219 million results is still a lot, but it's better than a billion plus. The first result looks pretty good. Tea experts discuss the most important industry issues. I don't even really need to open the website in order to maybe get some topic ideas from it. I see sustainability mentioned. I could add how can tea be sustainably grown and harvested to my topic chart, probably under Inquire and Explore. I also see that some of my results are about the Tea Party, which is an offshoot of the Republican Party and is therefore political and not tea related. I don't want to have to scroll through that stuff, so I'm going to use another Google trick. If I put a minus sign before a word in my search, Google will keep that word out of my results. So check it out. I can see 1, 2, 3 results that feature the Tea Party on this page right now. But if I search for tea and current issues minus the word party, and Google will keep the word party out of my results. And those 3 that we saw before about the Tea Party have disappeared. Now, you might actually need to open a few pages to see if there's anything worth adding to your topics list on them, but just skim whatever you get to at this point. You're only trying to get an idea of what possible topics are out there. I'm going to stop talking now so that you can begin your preliminary research and get your 10 narrowed down topic ideas on paper or your computer screen, whatever it is you're using. Please let me know if you have questions while you're working. I'm easily reachable by email at masters.caitlin@tusd.org.